The holidays are here, and it's time to get your friends and family together, sit down, relax by the fire, and throw on breakfast at Tiffany's. And just in time for this viewing, we've created the Breakfast at Tiffany's drinking game. Let's go over the list of rules. Every time you see a stupid hat, take a drink. Every time you hear Moon River, take a drink. Every time you would nope yourself out of a situation, take a drink. Every time you think that these characters actually deserve worse than what they're getting, take a drink. Every time you think this cat deserves better in this situation, take a drink. Anytime you see a stereotype so offensive that somebody audibly gasps in the room, take a drink. Anytime you find yourself not staring at the screen but just staring at somebody else in the room in shocked amazement, take a drink. Anytime somebody claims ownership over another human being, take a drink. I could keep going like this all night, but I mean, we do love our audience and we want you to survive. So any of you that are left for next week, Merry Christmas. And welcome to You've Got Mails.
CJ, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's?
I think I remember the film. As I recall, we both kind of liked it.
Well, that's one thing we got. Welcome to You Got Mails, everybody.
Let's go.
I'm Jason.
I'm here so fucking happy to be here today.
I'm here with my Huckleberry friend, CJ.
Let me derail this immediately.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Right. So the last couple weeks, I just wasn't feeling it, man.
Uh-huh.
Last week, I was editing this very podcast. I fell asleep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was...
fucking ringing endorsement.
I felt like I was phoning it in. This movie has come out of the sewer to save me like a fucking Ninja Turtle in the night, man.
Really?
Yes. This movie is butt fucking insane. This movie, I couldn't wait all day today. I'm like, oh, Jason's coming over. We're gonna fucking talk about Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I'm glad. I mean, this movie definitely wasn't what I was expecting.
No,
I didn't know anything about it. Like, I was expecting like some like cutesy little. I don't know what I was expecting.
I was expecting Audrey Hepburn from every photo I've ever seen of Audrey Hepburn. Where you're like, wow, she's adorable.
I wasn't expecting male prostitution, mob bosses.
Can we just cut to Mickey Rooney?
Mickey Rooney in one of the most offensive roles I've ever seen in my entire life.
My God, like there is
Mrs. Go Rightry. It's not okay, Mickey. It's not.
Look, man.
Oh, Mickey. Mm-mm.
We're gonna drop a little inside secret for any of our listeners of Keller. There are points in which you're with your grandmother and she says some shit. We were just like, oh, whoa, you shouldn't have used that word, Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
That does totally fucking happen in all white households.
Oh, yeah. Not my grandmother. She was a saint.
That's true.
She was the sweetest woman ever.
Mine, sweet, slightly racist. But you sit back and you go, you know, from a different time.
Oh, yeah.
There is no time in which Mickey Rooney's character in this movie, like no time in which he is good.
It was definitely a different time. We can talk about it. The only thing I can think is, like, we were just coming off of a world war where, like, we fought the Japanese and, like, maybe at the time, like,
no,
there was just lot of,
Don't even try to put logic on this.
I don't know. I don't know. People were fucking assholes in the 60s.
There you go. There's your answer.
I don't know what else to say. I was just trying to come up with something.
This movie is on Amazon Prime, folks.
It is. Watch it. Just for the fucking Mickey Rooney parts. But yeah, so this movie was not what I was expecting. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961's Breakfast at Tiffany's, if it hasn't become apparent already. The first thing I noticed with these old movies, put all the credits up front. Like, the opening credits were like
you got minutes.
10 minutes long.
They were
set designers, costume, everything. There are no credits at the end. It's just like the end and that's it. That's how all like older movies are, I think.
I kind of like it. Get it out of the way early.
Yeah, why not? And that way, you know, everybody gets their due.
Yeah, get the title out of the way early, too.
Yeah, and
She literally eats breakfast at Tiffany's. Man, that shit never makes sense again the rest of the movie.
No, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I thought there was going to be more to that. And she doesn't even really eat it at Tiffany's. She just eats it outside like
yeah.
Like, I don't even know what. But yeah, so we get like this big shot of like Fifth Avenue, New York. It's early morning. There's not a person on the street. Cab rolls up and Audrey Hepburn gets out of the car. This is our main character. One of our main characters. She plays Holly Golightly.
Which I always wondered where that name came from, because there's the singer that sings with the White Stripes once in a while.
Yeah.
Lightly, yeah.
I knew that name, but I didn't know that was this character's name. So she gets out of the cab, walks up to the big window at Tiffany's, and is just kind of looking in at all the jewelry and stuff, and just fucking pops a giant, delicious-looking Danish out of a bag and a cup of coffee, and she has her breakfast at Tiffany's. And like you said, never again.
The end.
Tiffany's does play a part in the movie, but the breakfast does not.
What, this has nothing to do with this movie. I'm just fuck it. Let's go off the rails.
Do it.
Just looking at 1960s New York.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you time travel? Would you go back? Do you think you'd be better in that time? Like, not knowing what you know now. You're not going to go back and be like, I can't wait to buy Bitcoin. Like, just to be in that era.
It looked like a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie.
It does,
there were a lot of scenes in this movie where I was like, I could get down with this. Like, I kind of thought it looked fun.
Yes.
I like the style, the fashion, just everything seemed a little nicer.
I imagine everything smells like an ashtray, though.
Oh, yeah, everybody was smoking in
this
everything.
Movie, good Lord.
Sponsored by Marlboro.
Yeah.
But from here, Holly's just gotten... We find out that Holly's kind of like a party girl, socialite, out every night until dawn. So this is like her day wrapping up, essentially.
Yes.
And she's heading home.
Hard day's work. Dogs are barking.
Yes. Yeah. So she walks home to her brownstone apartment, and she sees a guy, like clocks a guy sleeping in a car outside of her apartment. And he's like, she sees him and recognizes him and immediately like beats feet like into the house. Like she tries to get away from this guy. And she's in there, and this is a running theme throughout the movie where she has forgotten her keys, like never has her keys. So she is always ringing the buzzer for her upstairs neighbor, Mr. Yunioshi, who is Mickey Rooney in the most offensive Asian face I've ever seen.
Holy shit.
Like this guy, like they use prosthetics, they gave him like buck teeth. He is squinting the entire time and literally is just speaking in this super offensive like Asian accent.
I mean, you have to see this. You have to. It is insane.
I don't even like talking about it.
I feel dirty.
But he is just like, I can't even do the voice. I want to do it.
Please don't. Please don't.
Just imagine.
We got it download in Korea once. You can't do this.
He is just like screaming at her about like what a bad neighbor she is, and you know he's gonna call the cops on her, and she can't keep ringing his bell like this, and you know she wakes him up. And the thing about this guy, he sleeps on like a mattress on the middle of his floor, and he has like a potted plant hanging right above his bed, like
and
6 inches from his face. It's a gag. Like every time he gets woken up, he sits up and like smacks his face. You'd think he would move the plant.
I feel like
or slide the mattress over like 3 feet.
You would think.
Yeah.
This movie probably kickstarted like a million stereotypes that went on for the next 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is exactly what everybody in America thought that every Japanese person was.
Oh, yeah. But Mr. Yunioshi is also a photographer, we find out. And he works with, like, different models and things of that nature. This guy from the car follows her into the apartment before she can get buzzed in. He catches up to her. And we find out that she was out the night before, and this guy was paying for a lot of her drinks. He was paying for her friends' drinks. And he also says that he gave her $50 to go to the powder room.
This is an on-running thing.
Yeah, so this is kind of how Holly makes her money, is she goes out on dates with guys, and they always give her $50 to go to the powder room, which I don't even know what that means.
I mean, this is early 60s. You're not buying Coke.
The powder room is like the bathroom.
Yeah, like maybe you tip the attendant a couple bucks. Even back then, 50 cents is probably what you tip somebody.
Well, $50, if you want to do the math, is about $500 now.
And then she says they give him another $500. Give her another $500 for the cab. Well, sorry. Then she says they give her another $50 for the cab.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
So this movie is based on a novella by Truman Capote.
Awesome guy.
The book is a little darker.
Okay.
And Holly is basically a prostitute.
That makes a lot more sense.
But in the 60s, you couldn't really put that in a movie.
Not without a penis.
No.
Because we're going to get to it. Yeah. There's a gigolo in this movie.
So that is kind of how she makes her money. But for the sake of the movie, they give her money to go to the bathroom, which is...
You're doing exactly what I didn't want you to do. Is make sense of this
different kind of thing altogether. But this guy also, too, this is also very 1960s. There's a very skewed outlook on like relationships and love. Like,
Yeah, if you put in any type of work, you deserve.
yeah, like
to
this guy is
shoplift the booty.
This guy's hounding her like up the stairs and saying, "Well, I gave you $50. You owe me something. I deserve something."
Which, if she's a prostitute, technically true. You know what I mean?
But she's not for the purposes of this movie.
Like, there's business involved with that. But if she's not, then no, she doesn't really owe him anything.
But at this point, they get up to the door to
She
her.
possibly owes him $50 fucking dollars.
At this point, they get up to her apartment door, and Mr. Unioshi is at the top of the stairs screaming down, threatening to call the police, and this kind of scares this guy off. This guy's like, I will not be seen anywhere near this fucking horrible stereotype. I have to get out of here. And he runs away. And Holly goes in and gets herself to bed. We see a cab pull up outside. This is where we get our first look at Paul Varjak, who is our main love interest, our dreamboat.
Yep.
You know who this guy is?
George Peppard?
George Peppard. You know who George Peppard is?
No, sir.
That's Hannibal from the A-Team. That's the leader of the motherfucking A-Team right there.
No shit.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I've only ever seen like 2 episodes of the A-Team
Oh,
in my
man.
entire life.
But he gets out of the cab, and he's a good-looking guy, like the brightest blue eyes you've ever seen. Like, I don't know if that was a Technicolor
I think
thing.
that was a thing back then, because there's a few characters in this that have the brightest eyes I've ever seen.
Yeah, it might just be the Technicolor working. But he gets there, and he's moving into the apartment, but he doesn't have a key to get into the downstairs door, only up to his apartment door. So he starts ringing buzzers as well. He's ringing Holly's buzzer. And we get a scene of her in her apartment. She's asleep with like a sleep mask on, earplugs in, like she's out. She's been partying all night. But she has the best cat.
Oh, yeah.
This cat is like...
This cat is in all sorts. It had to be her real cat, right?
It wasn't. I got
no shit.
I got things to tell you about this cat, but I'm going to save it for later.
This cat had personality,
This
man.
cat's amazing. The cat's name is Cat.
Yes.
But Cat jumps up on Holly and kind of wakes her up, and she realizes the doorbell's buzzing. So she goes and lets the person in, and she comes out to the stairs to see who she let in. And it's Paul. And Paul walks up and explains to her, I'm moving in. I don't have a key for the downstairs yet. I apologize. I just need to let in. Can I come in and use your phone? And she's like, sure.
It's a legit ask back then. You didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
I do remember asking strangers if I could use their phone.
Yeah, what a weird time.
Yeah.
I guess it was safer then. Like I wouldn't even call it safer, but just less grimy, I guess. Like it wasn't, I don't know. But she lets the stranger into her house to use the phone.
And here starts the first scene where you really get to know these two. She's a fucking basket case.
Oh, God. Okay.
Like, I would have, about 4 minutes into her monologue here, you'd have just heard the door like,
from
the other room. I'd have been gone.
So, I've never seen an Audrey Hepburn movie before. Audrey Hepburn. Sure, I think that's right. A. Hepburn. Never seen one before. I've only ever seen, pictures from this movie are kind of iconic. Like, I think I even remember in, college, I knew girls who had, posters of her on their wall from this movie. So I knew of her, but had never seen her, in action. Never heard her voice, never saw her, a moving picture, if you will, of her. It's always just been stills from this movie.
Absolutely, yes.
She is fucking charming. She is adorable. I think it's a credit to her that you actually like this character because, like you said, she is insufferable. Yeah. She is a mess. And she asks so much of everyone around her that she would be a absolute chore to be around. And you wouldn't want to be her friend.
This reminded me of way, way back in my single days, years and years ago, when you would meet a girl at the bar and you'd be like, wow, this girl's kind of awesome. Why is she talking to me? And then 40 minutes in, you find out she's a flat earther Nazi or something suddenly they're insane and you're like, oh, I get it now. And this is what
have you ever seen Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's? Best performance I've ever seen.
Yes.
Perfectly captures the Japanese experience. All right, I have to go.
Yeah. Check.
But yeah, she goes on this rant, and so she starts talking about Kat, and she says that, she hasn't given it a name because he doesn't belong to her, and she doesn't belong to him, and she hasn't found a place where she really feels comfortable or fits in yet, and if she ever does, then she'll give him a name. But we find out that Holly's basically afraid to commit to anything. This is kind of her character. She runs away from pretty much everything. And then she talks about the mean reds, which Paul says is that like the blues. And she goes, no, the mean reds is when you're just afraid and don't know what you're afraid of. And she says, the only thing that really calms me down and fixes is Tiffany's, the jewelry store. She's like, if I could find a place in the real world that felt like Tiffany's, then maybe I'd buy some furniture and I'd give this cat a name.
I have spoken of my love of Taco Bell.
Yeah, that's where you got to get rid of the mean reds.
Where everybody knows your name.
And then she's like, what day is it? And he says, Thursday. And she's like, oh my God, Thursday. Horrible. And we find out that she has a standing appointment to visit a guy named Sally Tomato at Sing Sing Prison every Thursday.
The second most offensive racial stereotype.
Sally Tomato. Do you know who the actor that plays Sally Tomato? Do you know what he's famous for?
Bobby Garlic.
What?
No, I don't know. Who is he?
He's the voice of Fred Flintstone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
But we find out that, this guy's lawyer in quotes, because this guy's not really a lawyer.
Yeah, mob lawyer.
Yeah, she's like, he's a lawyer, but doesn't have an office or anything like that. Yeah. Came to her one day and asked her if she would be interested in having a weekly visit with this guy, Sally Tomato, who I guess had seen her from afar at one point, was an admirer of hers. And he's just this lonely old man who's in prison, never convicted of anything, according to her, except for tax fraud.
Yeah, which is how mobsters go away.
Yeah. And, and this guy pays her $100 a week, which is like $1,000 a week. If $50 is $500.
Yeah.
This is $1,000 a week that she makes just to go and visit this guy for a half hour. And he gives her a, finger quotes again, weather report every time she visits him that she takes back to the lawyer.
I mean, maybe back then this kind of shit wasn't like a trope you've seen in a million movies.
Yeah.
Because I was immediately like, oh, she's like an information mule.
Yeah, exactly. But she kind of... I can't tell in this movie how smart Holly is.
I don't believe she is.
You don't... See...
No.
I kind of think she knows exactly what she's doing. I think she's smarter than what she plays. It's just my personal take on it. Because there are times, like, when she's with Paul, she's definitely more herself and she's not trying to, like, use him for anything. She just seems pretty crafty. Like, I feel like she knows what to do to get what she wants. And I think that she just doesn't want to admit to what she's actually doing. Like, she has to know that she's up to something with this Sally Tomato guy.
Do you think? I don't think so.
I believe she does. But so Paul helps her get ready. Like, he's running around the apartment. She's asked him to find shoes for her and things like this. And she's getting all ready to go. He walks her down and hails her a cab. And a cab pulls up. And out of it gets this woman who Paul says is his decorator. She plants a big kiss on Paul. And Holly, like, immediately kind of recognizes her as being, like, from money. And, like, more than just Paul's decorator. Like, she gives a look. Like, okay, I see what's going on here. Like, this is clearly... Yeah.
I immediately looked around the room and was like, this place is shabby. I should get a decorator.
But this is his decorator. I'm using finger quotes a lot on a podcast where no one can see me. His decorator. They go upstairs and she just talks about, oh, I hope you find the apartment nice. Like, I hope everything is working out. Like, I hope everything looks good. We get another scene of Mr. Uniyoshi. There's like loud music coming from downstairs, and this guy is like screaming again at Holly, threatening to call the police. And we get a shot like from the outside of Holly's apartment in through the window into her bathroom. She goes in and shuts the door, and there's like a guy like yelling at her, like basically like
through the door.
Yeah, through the door. He's like, "Oh, come on, baby. You know I love you, baby." And like, "Come on, let me get
Yeah.
One of her Johns, I guess we could say it. Like, it's some guy that she has over. Who's,
sex work is work, man.
Yeah.
Back then, you couldn't own it like you do today.
But she sneaks out the window and onto the fire escape, and she goes up the fire escape and, like, peers in and is kind of spying on Paul.
Which really goes to a few minutes later. But, I'll let you keep going.
And she notices that the woman who's the decorator, her name... I found this out from looking online because the closed captioning thought the same thing I did. They kept calling her like Thule. He calls her 2E because her name is like Emily Elaine something.
I see.
So 2E is this woman. She's leaving like money on Paul's nightstand and like sneaking out while he's asleep. And I was like, this guy is a male prostitute. Although I don't think he really...
I think he's a kept man.
He's a kept man.
For one wealthy woman.
But there are some lines later in the movie that make me think he is a prostitute.
Oh, yeah?
We'll get into that later. But she leaves him some money on the nightstand and gets out. She sneaks into his apartment, and as you do, apparently, like she crawls into this guy's apartment, and as she does, like he wakes up and he's like, "What the hell? What is going on here?" And
this is like the meet cute, like waking up to find your downstairs neighbor in your living room or in your bedroom.
They'd already met.
Yeah, but this is more than meeting it. Like this is you got to get to know somebody before you wake up and they're in your bedroom.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah. I came up to bed about 2 hours after my wife a month ago.
Yeah.
And was just like getting into bed, and she woke up and screamed bloody murder because there's a large man in the room that she was unaware of when she went to bed. If my neighbors are awesome, but if I wake up and one of them's in my bedroom, they're not getting in my bed.
She gets in and she starts talking, and she lets him know that she's got some problems downstairs, and Paul can hear like there's like a crash, and the guy's still down there yelling for her and stuff. So this guy's like in her apartment and won't leave, and trying to get into her bathroom. So he's like, "All right, we're gonna hang out here a little bit." And they talk, and we find out that Paul's a writer and that he wrote a book of short stories about 5 years ago, which was well received critically. And she asks him, "Have you written anything since?" And he says, "Oh, I'm working on a novel, but nothing really." And she asks him if he writes every day, and he says yes. And again, Holly seems to be a little smarter than you give her credit for. She looks at his typewriter and she goes, "Well, you don't have a ribbon in here." Like she notices this.
Okay, all right.
She points it out, and she tells him like about her brother Fred. She says that he reminds her of her brother Fred, and from this point on, she calls him Fred the entire movie. Never even asked this guy his name. I don't think.
This is weird.
It's very weird. But she calls him Fred.
I don't think I can handle somebody calling me daddy. Like like calling me by your brother's name. Like that's fucking weird.
Well, I don't think that she's interested in Paul at this point, so it's not really weird for her.
Yeah.
He's interested in her, so it's probably weird for him. But Holly just wants, I don't know what Holly wants. Like she's definitely looking for like a guy with money.
Mm-hmm.
She tells Paul about how, this guy that was down there, they went out and he gave her money for the powder room. And she talks about how she makes all this money from like guys for going to the powder room, but she still like never has any money saved. Like, I don't know where all her money goes. Like she has nothing in her apartment. I think she's just a socialite.
You catch her couch is a bathtub that's been cut. Yeah. Like it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little like a friends vibe.
Yeah. But she talks about her brother, Fred, and how he's in the army, and when he comes back, she wants to take care of him. She kind of alludes to the fact that maybe Fred's a little slow. But I mean, he's in the army, so he's not like an invalid or anything like that.
What happened for guys that of a certain type.
But she wants to, like, when he gets out, she wants to be able to, like, move him to Mexico and get a horse farm, because Fred loves horses, and her brother, she just wants to take care of him and be with him. Essentially.
And while she's doing this monologue, she pours herself a drink, walks over, looks out of a window, and pours the drink into a plant.
Yeah, she does water his plant with a glass of bourbon for some reason.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
It was a weird choice to make.
And then she looks at the clock and she's like, "Oh, it's 4:30. Do you mind if I get into bed with you?" And Paul's just like, "Oh, okay." Like,
yeah,
I don't know what else to do. So she gets in, like, on top of the covers, and she puts her head on his chest, and she's like, "We're just friends, Fred, just friends," and she falls asleep on him. A little bit later, Paul is just, like, not able to sleep, apparently, because it looks like he's just been sitting up, his eyes wide open, because he's, like, still can't figure out why this strange woman is in his bed. And she has a dream about her brother Fred, like a little bit of a nightmare, and she's talking in her sleep, and he wakes her up, and
she has the nightmares like when your dog's obviously having a nightmare and is like running in its sleep.
She definitely this was not anything like what someone who talks in their sleep is
like.
Like. She is like talking super clearly, super theatrically. "Oh, Fred, where are you, Fred? Oh, it's so cold, Fred. Where are you, Fred?" And Paul kind of wakes her up, and he's like, "Are you all right?" And she's crying. He says, "Why are you crying?" And she freaks out, and she's like, "If we're to be friends, there's one thing you should know about me. I don't like snoops." And then she gets up and just runs out of the bedroom.
So this is what I was saying earlier. This entire scene started with her peeking through his windows and watching him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well... She doesn't like Snoop.
She snooped to the point where she was like, "I think I'm going to hop in bed with this gigolo." She never had to go in. She saw what she needed to see.
Yeah. There was a point, too, where, like, she talks about the money on his nightstand, and she says, is that for the night or a week or a month? And he gets offended by it. And she goes, oh, no, like I get it.
She's
I
talking
understand.
shop.
She's like, I totally understand. I you know, like, she's in the same boat, essentially.
Yeah. I'm in the union.
Yeah. A day or two goes by, whatever, and Paul is walking into the apartment, into the lobby, and there's, like, a little package and a note on his mailbox. So he looks at the note, and it's from her, and it says, I'd like to apologize for the other night. Like, could you be at my place around 6 for a drink? And he goes upstairs. He gets a phone call from 2E. She's calling to let him know that her husband's back from wherever he was on a business trip, and he came back a little early. So they're going to have to cancel whatever plans they had that night, and but she'd love to have a long lunch the next day. A long lunch. Paul doesn't seem to mind this at all, because now he's got plans to go see Holly at her apartment around 6. Now he opens the package, and it's a typewriter ribbon.
Yeah,
it's nice. It was a nice little.
Okay, maybe she's a little more clever.
Yeah, I think she is.
Forward.
Paul goes down to her apartment at 6 o'clock for this drink, and there is the most crazy fucking party I've ever seen on
Dude,
on movies.
This party was the most happening party of all white people that I have ever seen in my entire life, and I would have loved to go to this fucking party.
It is a lot of fun. Like, I really like this scene. Paul knocks on the door, and a guy named OJ answers it. And OJ is an agent, and he's kind of like this, like, big dealing and wheeling, kind of like, just seems
fast talking.
Yeah, and he kind of walks Paul through the party, gives him the rundown of where everything's at, and then he asks Paul, you know, is she or isn't she? He's talking about Holly. He's like, I don't quite understand what you mean. He goes, well, is she a phony? And Paul's like, I don't think so. And OJ says, well, you're right and you're wrong, because she is a phony, but she's a real phony because she believes all the bullshit that she's spinning. Like, delusional, basically, is what he's saying about Holly.
I could see it.
Mm-hmm. And then we just get, Holly finally comes out where she's getting ready and meets Paul, and then she's just floating through the party. We see a lot of weird stuff happening. She almost lights a woman on fire. Well, she does light a woman on fire.
She lights a woman on fire. The cat is all over the damn place.
I love that cat.
Like,
he jumps on everybody's shoulders and just walks around with people. Like, it was a good cat.
Yeah, this party is nuts. We actually see a real Asian person at this party. It stood out after seeing so many scenes of Mickey Rooney.
Yeah, we do. This guy with an eye patch.
Yes. There's a man named Rusty Trawler.
Yeah, which sounds like either a cocktail or a sex move. I'm not sure.
Oh, I was thinking boating. I don't know why.
It could be a nautical term as well. It's a Rusty Trawler. Speaking of Rusty Trawler, Holly is talking to Paul at one point, and this woman walks in. Her name's Mag Wildwood. She's a model. This big, tall woman from Arkansas. And she's got 2 guys with her, and Holly comments to Paul, oh, and look at that, that's the kind of guy that I'd like. He looks at the one guy, and he's like, oh, this, tall, dark, and handsome, and she's like, no, not him, the other guy. And they show, this, schlub of a guy.
There's this, little Patton Oswalt dude rolls in with her,
glasses, kind of, heavy set, just kind of nerdy looking. And she tells him, she goes, that's Rusty Trawler. He's the 9th richest man in the U.S. under 50. That's the kind of guy I'd like to...
And the 50th worst name in America.
Yeah. She's like, that's the kind of guy I'd like to meet. Then there's a scene, too, talking about this party. There's, a woman...
In the mirror?
In the mirror.
Laughing in the mirror?
She's laughing hysterically in the mirror, having a conversation with herself. They cut away to something else and then come back, and she is bawling.
I've been there.
Mascara running. Was she on mushrooms?
I don't... have you ever done that?
No, I never have.
Been at a house party and you are so, we'll say drunk. We were so drunk that you walk into the bathroom and you're looking in the mirror and you're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it through this night. I'm all right. Yeah. You know what I mean? That mirror looking at yourself and go, this is the real me.
Yeah. Then we hear the phone ringing and the phone is in a suitcase somewhere in the apartment. We see a shot of Paul crawling across the floor under people to get to the phone. He answers it. It's our boy, Mr. Unioshi again, just screaming over the phone, talking about he's going to call the cops and, the party's too loud. So Paul gets up and he's trying to warn, people, and he lets, the other guy that came with Mag was, the Spanish guy. He's from Brazil. He's a politician's son. Yeah. He's an important guy. And he tells him the cops are coming, and this guy's like, oh no, I can't be seen with the police. I got a reputation. Yeah, a reputation to uphold. So Paul helps him sneak out because At this point, Rusty Trawler and Holly have been talking, and Mag is upset at her. She's like berating Rusty, threatening to take him to the zoo and let the yaks eat him, is what she says.
Yeah, this woman seems scary.
She
a
did
little
seem
bit.
scary.
Yeah.
After this tirade on Rusty, like, Mag downs a glass of bourbon and then just fucking face plants, like, straight down to the ground. And Holly and Rusty Trawler, like, sneak out the door at this point. They leave. Paul knows the cops are coming, so he grabs the Jose, the Spanish guy.
Yeah.
Sneaks him out a window, sends him down to get out, and then Paul goes up to his apartment. But on his way up, he sees the cops pull up, and he sees Holly and Rusty leaving. Holly actually talks to the cops and points up to the apartment and, like, rats everybody out.
It's
She's like,
very,
that's the apartment right there where all the noise is coming from.
Remember in Fight Club when, like, Marla Singer, when they're leaving her apartment and the cops are coming in?
Yes.
I believe that scene is kind of based on this. Because she's like, oh, get in there. That girl's a dirty rat.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. That's certainly a possibility. But that's the end of the night. Like, that's it. The next scene is Holly has taken Paul to meet Sally Tomato. And this is like the only scene we really see Sally in.
Weird.
Yeah. And it's just, there's nothing really to this scene aside from the point that, like, you can tell, like, Sally does seem to like Holly, like, worries about her and, like, wants her to be taken care of, because he's kind of eyeing Paul up and saying that, you know, he hopes for her sake that he's good for her and he's, like, a good guy.
Well, I mean, it is like, here, gigolo friend, meet my prison boyfriend. Like, this is super odd. You gotta admit it.
Oh, the whole thing is very odd.
Yeah.
Next scene is Paul in his apartment. He's starting to type out a new story, and it's called My Friend. And you can tell it's about Holly. Like, it's about this girl he knows that lives in an apartment below him who's kind of sad.
He's got a muse.
Yeah. And he hears, like, singing coming from outside, and he looks out his window, and Holly's down, sitting outside of her bathroom window, playing a little guitar, singing Moon River.
Yes. In the nice nighttime air. Let's emphasize the fact that it's fucking nighttime while she is doing this.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember it being
It is dark, at least.
Oh. You know, she's playing the guitar, and this song, Moon River, is maybe the only song in the entire movie. You hear this song no less than a dozen times.
Was this written for this movie?
It was.
Oh, okay.
It was written specifically for this movie. It was written specifically for Audrey Hepburn. She is not a good singer. Like, she sings well. Like, this song, she sings well. But they wrote this song so that she wouldn't have to, like, change a tone at all.
Oh.
Like, it's just so that she could sing it well.
That's brilliant.
And not have to do anything different. But yeah, you know, Holly asks, she says, "What you doing?" And he says, "Oh, I was writing." And she's like, "Oh, good."
Snooping.
Yeah.
But this leads to, like, the very next thing he does is he looks out the front window, and it's daytime.
See, I didn't think that scene was nighttime.
It very much looked like it to me. I'm going to have to watch this again. And again and again and again.
You know, he goes back up to the apartment, or he goes in, and the decorator pops in again. Like, she's there to visit. And she explains to him that, you know, there's this guy outside that's been there the last 2 days, and she's worried that her husband hired him to follow them and, like, see what they're up to. So, against her kind of wishes, Paul says, "I'm going to get to the bottom of this." So he goes outside.
And he lures this guy into another fucking time zone. Like, there's like a 4-minute montage of him just walking across New York City. Like, there's like 30 different scenes here of him just walking and walking and walking. He buys lunch.
He really is a long.
Like, at any point, he could have turned around and be like, "Hey, buddy, like, I realize you're right behind me."
But this guy follows him. Eventually, they end up in a park. And Paul sits down on a park bench, and this guy is, like, walking, eating Cracker Jacks, and he comes in, he sits down next to him. And did you recognize this guy? This is Buddy Epson. He played Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies.
Ooh.
Yeah, right?
Nice.
He got that role after this. Like, I guess he had kind of, like, faded off. Like, he was a bigger actor, like a bigger name. And they cast him in this, and then from this, he got cast in the Beverly Hillbillies, and that led to a nice little resurgence for Buddy Epson, yeah. But he's like, what do you want? Like, why are you following me? And he says, "I need a friend." And he explains to him, he pulls out a picture.
I heard you supply services.
I heard you're a gigolo, sir. It turns out he hasn't been watching Paul and his mistress, or sugar mama, if you will. He's been watching Holly. He pulls out a picture, and he shows it's a picture of him and a very young Holly, her brother Fred, and, like, a bunch of kids And he's like, oh, you're her dad. And he's like, nope.
No, sir.
No, sir. I'm her husband. And this guy is older. Like,
Oh, yeah.
clearly
he's
older.
Well into his 50s.
Yeah.
Oh, although this is 1961, and everybody drank and smoked like crazy, so he might have only been like 25, to be honest, but he looked like he was in his 50s.
Either way, he tells Paul the story about how he married Holly when she was going on 14.
Yep.
Which that means 13.
Mm-hmm.
He tells a story about how he had a farm in Texas, and Holly and her brother had like a bad home life, and they ran away.
He was a widower.
Yeah, he was a widower with some kids, and he caught him stealing turkey eggs, and he took him in and asked Holly to marry him, and she said yes. Like, they don't make this guy seem creepy. It is creepy.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't really make this guy out to be a bad guy.
Like, by those standards back then, I think it was creepy. By today's standards, it's like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's Puffy creepy.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about Puffy every episode.
Let's not.
Let's keep these nice and dated.
We find out his name is Doc Golightly. And he's looking, and we find out that Holly's actual real name is Lula May.
He's a horse doctor.
He is a horse doctor.
My favorite line in this movie is just the way he looks at him so earnest and says, I'm a horse doctor.
Yeah. But he's looking like he wants to go let Holly know he got a letter from Fred, the brother, and he's going to be getting out of the army in a month. And he wants to take her back home because she belongs with him and her kids. They're not her stepkids, essentially.
That are her age.
I
mean, she's...
And her brother.
Is this saying, like, she's, what, 18 maybe?
So in the book, so what I read was, or even in the movie possibly, she's supposed to be 19.
Oh, wow.
Audrey Hepburn was actually 31.
Oh, wow.
The actress. But she was playing 19, 20-ish, like young. She was young.
Yeah.
But he's looking like Doc Golightly is asking Paul to like help him out because he's afraid that if he goes and tells Holly that he's here and just shows up, she's going to run again. And he feels like if Paul's there, who's a friend of hers, like it'll go a little smoother. And this poor Paul is like put in all these different situations that he really doesn't need to be in.
That's what I mean. At any point, this guy, like every scene he's in, I'm like, why doesn't he just walk away from this?
Yeah, just call your sugar mama, have her move you to a different apartment in a different building in New York.
Like she picked a real good apartment here.
Yeah, where there's not like an Asian stereotype living upstairs and a fucking crazy person living downstairs. Paul agrees to it, and he knocks on Holly's door, and she answers, and he says, hello, Lula May, and she immediately is like, oh shit, like the jig is up.
It'd been awesome if she just fucking like pulled up the floorboards, grabbed a go bag, and dove out the window.
But she thinks that Fred is there. She comes out the door and she goes, where is he? And she starts calling for Fred, and she looks to the bottom of the stairs into the dock. And she's not really like upset to see him. She seems a little trepidatious, but she also seems like happy to see him.
Yeah. And
he comes up and he tells her he's come to take her home, and he picks her up and like carries her into the apartment. Like she gives him like a nice warm embrace and a kiss.
Yeah.
He picks her up and takes her inside. And it led me to believe that maybe there was about to be something happening. And Paul is just left out on the doorstep. Like they walk inside and shut the door, and Paul's just out there like, well, this is happening. Like, I don't know what the...
This is like number 6 on the weirdest shit that's happened to him that week in this apartment building.
Yeah. But you can tell Paul's kind of disappointed. He's up in his apartment, and Holly comes up through the window again. And she explains to him that, like, they're not even really married. It's been annulled for years, and Doc just can't let go. And he thinks she's coming back to Texas with him. And they're about to go to the Greyhound station, and she wants Paul to come with because she's going to tell him no, that she's not coming. And I'm like, again, Paul is put into a pretty weird fucking situation. This guy has to keep dealing with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Paul agrees.
This guy is really just, he's like, I'm a writer, whatever. I need material.
He's a saint. Goes to the train station and kind of stands by while Holly tells Doc that she's not going to go. And this is like the one time that Doc is kind of a shithead, where he kind of threatens her, like that if she doesn't come back with him, he'll write Fred a letter and somehow coerce him to go back in for another tour in the army.
Yeah.
But he drops that pretty quick. Like Holly just kind of says to him, like, I'm not who you remember. I'm different now. Like, we're not meant to be together. Then Doc is just like, meh, all right, I guess. Whatever. And he gets
better to have loved than lost.
Yeah, he gets on the bus. He does tell, Paul to take care of her. And
he's like, I'm just the gigolo upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, please stop putting responsibility on me.
yeah, he tells her to make sure she's eating right and whatever. And he gets on the train and he leaves, or bus, and he leaves. Holly says she needs a drink and she wants to drink until she's super drunk. And Paul is like, all right, fuck it, let's go get it.
Go to a strip club.
Let's day drink. And they go to a strip club, and they have like a fun little interaction where like they're both just like oogling the girl dancing, like they're both just like talking about how beautiful she is, and Holly's.
Well, they're both in the biz.
Yeah, and Holly's.
So,
Holly's curious like how much she makes, and Paul's just like kind of like staring at this woman and not
honestly,
even hearing.
they could probably write this bar tab off. Like, this could be a business expense.
I don't think that works like that.
No?
No, I don't think so.
No.
But he gets Holly nice and drunk and takes her home. And when they get back, I will say Aubrey Hepburn, excellent drunk actress.
Probably drunk.
Like, so you think?
Possibly.
What's the 60s?
I do like when they come home and she walks in, opens her mailbox, and just pulls out another bottle of liquor.
I did. That would seem to be like a running thing too, where she would pull random things out of her mailbox.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, she pulls out like a makeup mirror as she's getting ready to leave to go to the prison.
Oh, you're
like,
right.
She opens the mailbox and pulls the mirror out and has Paul hold it while she does her makeup. But she's drunk and she says that, she's done playing the field and she's not going to try to like date anymore, and she's going to set her sights on marrying Rusty Trawler. And Paul is just kind of like, ugh, like, why are you doing this? Like,
she wants to be Holly Trawler.
Yeah, Holly Trawler. Paul like gets a little quieter and quieter, and he's just kind of like judging her, like being very judgmental of her. Which, I mean, I kind of feel like he should be.
Yeah.
But Holly doesn't take this well, and she kicks him out of her apartment. Some time goes by, we don't really know how much, and Paul enters the apartment building, and he gets a letter, and he opens it up, and it's a check for $50. He sold one of his short stories. So he decides he's going to go up and like talk to Holly, and like, because he has exciting news and he wants to share it with her.
Yeah.
And he goes up to the apartment, and there's a newspaper on the ground outside the door. And it turns out Rusty Trawler is getting married to someone else. It's on the front page of the paper. He knocks on the door, and Holly answers, and he tells her, I guess you've probably heard the news. And she's like, oh, it's fine. Like, turns out he didn't have any money. He owes someone $700,000, which in 1960, I don't know how much that fucking is. That's a ton of money.
That'd be $70 million.
Jesus. So Trawler owes someone a lot of money, and he's marrying this woman for her money.
Yeah.
So Holly kind of dodged a bullet. She was going to try to marry this guy for his money. It turns out he's broke, and she would have just been in debt with him. So she's okay with it. Paul tells her that he sold one of his stories, and, he has this $50 check, and he wants to celebrate. So they decide they're going to go out. Well, first she tells him to pop the champagne that's in the kitchen. And he says, well, I've never had champagne before breakfast before. And she says, well, that's what we should do today. We should just do a bunch of things that we've never done before.
Yeah, and this is a date, right?
Oh, it's 100% a date. Well, they even kiss at this point, like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And they have this like kind of sweet moment where she's like, oh, if you were rich, I'd definitely marry you for your money. Would you marry me for mine? And he goes, in a minute. And then they kiss like on the lips, and then both kind of pull back and just stop for a minute and then decide to go on with their day. They don't really like stay too long on it. But they go to Tiffany's, and he wants to get her a gift, he says. Like, he wants to buy her something. She says there's nothing there that he can afford. He says, well, I got my $50 check, and I have $10. And she goes, well, you can't spend your check on me. Like, let's keep it at 10. So they find like this guy at the counter, and
very understanding guy,
super nice guy. And they're kind of playing it up like they're trying to act, I guess, almost in a way like they're above their means. Like they're, Paul's saying, oh, the lady would like diamonds, but she feels like she's too young for diamonds, and we're trying to figure something out. And he's like, finance is also a bit of an issue. Now, what do you have for $10? And the guy's like, well, I do have this sterling silver telephone dialer.
Yeah.
And Paul even says, well, I was kind of hoping for something a little more romantic. And he pulls out a ring that he got from the Cracker Jacks that Doc was eating when he followed him. He got the prize out. It was a little silver ring. He says, well, can you engrave something? And the guy's like, yeah. The guy's actually pretty cool. He's like, I didn't even know they still gave gifts in the Cracker Jacks.
Yeah. This guy really, he's a true hero here.
Yeah, he's
wingmanning.
Yeah, he's super nice. And he takes the ring and he says, I'll have this for you in the morning. You can come on back in the morning and grab it. So they're going to have their initials engraved on this Cracker Jack ring. Then they go to the library, because apparently this is something that Holly's never been to, his library. They're trying to do things they've never done before.
Yep.
And he takes her in and he shows her the wonders of the Dewey Decimal System and the card catalog. And he he's basically just showing off because he's like, look here. And he opens the thing. And he's like, that's my book. Like, my book is here in the library.
Hell yeah, man. That's his move.
So they take out his book and they end up getting kicked out of the library, basically, because Holly's being very loud and Paul signs his book. They kick him out of there. And then they go for a little light shoplifting. So they're walking past a 5 and dime. And Holly's like, have you ever stolen anything from a 5 and dime before? And he's like, no. She's like, all right, well, let's go in. And I actually kind of like this scene. It's just them walking through the store. There's no dialogue. It's just like this kind of like almost dramatic music.
They actually have like a very long extended cut of them going around without any cuts in it or anything.
Yeah, and they're picking up different things. And like she'll pick up like a horn and starts to almost like slip it under her jacket. And then the cashier sees her and she blows the horn. And then they move over to something else and they pick it up and she's about to steal it. And then somebody notices and they put it down. And eventually they settle on 2 Halloween masks.
And they stop being coy altogether and just run the fuck out of the store.
Yeah, they put the masks on by the front door and they just walk out. And they get away with it. They get back to the apartment and they get inside and they both kind of lift the masks and they kiss finally. And they have this nice little kiss.
If only you were rich.
Next day, Paul goes down to try to... He actually goes down and... They just have the relationship now where they just go in through each other's windows. Like, they don't even go through the front doors anymore. So, Paul goes down the fire escape.
This is where Clarissa Explains It All got it from, I'm sure.
Yeah. Blossom. Everybody had a neighbor that came in through their window in the 80s and early 90s. He sneaks into the apartment. Well, not sneaks in. He just fucking goes in through the window. And he's looking for her and she's not there. But he happens to notice... He goes to walk out her door to go back up to his apartment. As he opens the door, the decorator's coming up the stairs. Well, I guess I don't need to call her a decorator anymore. Sugar Mama.
Yeah.
2E is walking up the stairs. So he goes back in the apartment and runs up the fire escape and meets her at the door. And she comes in and he basically breaks things off. So this I thought was an interesting scene. Like, then this is where I mentioned earlier where I thought that there were some comments made that definitely made it seem like Paul was a prostitute.
Oh, yeah. Everything short of, like, giving us 2 weeks notice on this.
So he decides to break off this relationship, and 2E assumes it's because of a girl, and...
She acts like she's been here before.
Yeah, and
like, this isn't her first sugar baby.
She kind of comments on the fact that, like, is this someone who can, like, take care of Paul better than she can? And he says, no, like, I can help her. And that's what I like about her. Like, it's somebody that I can help. And 2E, like, cuts him a check for $1,000, and is like, why don't you... take a week off, take her on vacation, call it a fringe benefit of the job. And he won't take her check. And then she says something to the effect of, like, why don't you call the other boys and you guys can start a union and get some, like, health benefits and things together. Yeah. And I'm like, who are the boys? Like, is this...
I forgot all about that. I was joking about the union earlier.
Yeah, no, she literally says that. And I'm like, that's interesting that she would say that. Like, who are these boys she's speaking of?
Health insurance, so hot nowadays.
But he basically, like, breaks out there and he opens the closet and there's all these, like, nice suits and stuff. And he says, well, maybe the next guy you get, try to get somebody the same size as me. You don't have to have the suits, like, hemmed or anything.
Yeah, she even bought him, like, a whole wardrobe.
Oh, like, he's a kept man. Like, everything there. Like, after this is over, he has to move. Like, this apartment is paid for by her.
Oh, yeah,
like,
you're right.
Yeah, he doesn't live there anymore after this. Like, he's giving away everything he has. So... in the whole city of New York, Paul decides to go and try to find Holly. And he's like walking around the city just looking for her. Finally stumbles across her in the library and she's acting really weird. And she's researching like South America and Brazil. She's got all these books.
Yeah, she's trying to learn Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says to him that she's decided she's going to marry this Jose guy from the party earlier. And Paul's like, but I love you. Like, we kissed. Like, you're...
And therefore, you owe me this.
Well, he does say you're mine. Like, this is like a problem, like kind of a problem I have with this, is he's like, you're mine. And she says no, and she goes to leave. She goes to the bathroom, and like she's trying to like leave him behind, and he stops her, and he gives her the check that he got for that story. And he's like, well, here, this will make you feel more comfortable. Here's $50 for the powder room. And I was like, God damn, Paul. It's cold-blooded.
It really was.
Yeah. We cut further ahead in time, and she's coming back from a date with the Spanish guy, Jose. Like, they're together now and dating. And Paul runs into them in the hallway, and he's obviously, like, dejected, but they're still cordial. Like, she acts like nothing happened. She's like, oh,
yeah,
Paul.
him and Jose are buddies.
Yeah,
like, he helped him avoid the cops and everything.
Yeah, and she's just like, oh, hi, Paul, how are you? And it's like, you fucking, like... what are you doing to this guy?
She never did anything to him. She's never... I mean, I guess she did kiss him.
Yeah, they went on that whole date
yeah,
and kissed.
Okay, you're right.
And then the very next day, she's marrying a Spaniard.
Brazilian.
We're Where's Brazil?
South America?
Yeah, why do I keep thinking he's Spanish? I think they call him a Spaniard at some point.
Oh, do they?
I thought they did.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, this movie totally culturally appropriate.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I thought they called him a Spaniard. She's marrying a Brazilian. And they go in the apartment, and then all of a sudden, as Paul's walking up to his apartment, and he hears like screaming and things breaking and all this stuff. So he goes back in, and it turns out Fred is dead.
Fred's dead, dude.
Yeah, she got a telegram from Doc saying that Fred died in the war. Not even in the war. It was a Jeep accident.
No, this is during peacetime.
Yeah, died at like Fort whatever, and like in a Jeep accident. And Fred's gone.
Yeah, this is between Korea and Vietnam, so I mean that sucks to die in the army during peacetime.
Yeah. But Paul just kind of like tells Jose, like, you're going to have to try to help her. Like, I tried helping her once, it didn't really work. But like, you're going to have to be there for her. And he leaves.
And then Jose leaves.
Yeah, we don't really see Jose again after that. Cut to like, again, I don't know how much time has passed, but Holly's okay now. She's got a bunch of like Brazilian stuff decked out in her apartment now. She has like a big like bullhead on the wall and like a poster for Brazil. And she's knitting. She's taking up knitting. And she's got a record on like to learn Portuguese.
Yeah.
And Paul shows up. And it turns out that Holly wired Paul like to ask him to come see her before she leaves. And she's moving to Rio. And she's basically just invited Paul over. She just seems so fucking clueless. She's invited Paul over just to brag about how happy she is and like how everything's so great for her.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, meanwhile, Paul like broke up with the only person that was like paying all of his bills and his rent and his for her, and then she left him. But she's gonna try to make dinner and it doesn't go well. Like it fucking explodes. Yeah, her dinner explodes. And he's like, well, come on, let's go out to eat. We'll get you something good to eat. Let me buy you a celebration dinner. And as they're about to leave, the cops bust in and arrest both of them.
Turns out upstairs neighbor is a narc.
I didn't see. Oh, yeah, it is Mr. Yunioshi. He's in there with her. But they're getting her because, Sally Tomato. Like, they find out that she's been running information back and forth from the prison to his lawyer. So they take them both downtown and arrest them. And Holly's in jail. They let Paul go because he had nothing to do with it. So Paul calls O.J. Berman, the agent from earlier. And this guy, super nice too. Like, he's like...
This is such a weird scene.
Like, yeah, it really is. But he literally doesn't owe Holly anything. Like, he tells a story early in the movie about how he discovered her and, like, paid for her to get, like, French lessons because she had, like, a real... like
Southern
hillbilly accent and stuff, and he's trying to like groom her basically to be a big Hollywood movie star. And she has like an audition one day. He calls her the day before to like see where she's at, and she's like, I'm in New York because I've never been to New York before, and I thought I'd check it out. So she used this guy to like essentially become a movie star, and then left him high and dry. And he still talks to her, still goes to her parties, and now he's bailing her out of jail. Like
common theme in this movie.
Yeah, it really is.
This whole scene's wild though. He's like, it starts with him in a bed. And the bed is malfunctioning and just lifting him up and down and up and down.
Yeah.
Doesn't really reference it at all.
It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
He tells Paul, he's like, she's going to be out of jail in the morning and we paid for her bail. Now, don't take her back to her apartment. Take her to a hotel. Lay low for a while. And he said, all right. So he picks her up and he brings her a letter from Jose. And the letter from Jose is essentially like, hey, I've got a lot of like aspirations, like politically. I'm kind of a big deal. I can't really be seen with someone who's been helping like
the mob
run drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
So breaks up with her. And Holly's like, I'm still leaving the country. Like, take me to the airport. I have this ticket for this to go to Brazil. And Paul's like, you can't go. I love you. And she's
also, I stole your cat.
Yeah, he brought the cat with him.
Yeah,
He's got the cat in the cab. And she's just like, no, like, and he does the thing in where he's like, you're mine. Like, you are mine. Like, you only kissed her like one time, buddy. Like, I realize you spent a lot of time together, but
down.
You guys are sweet together. I get it, but stop saying shit like that. And she's like, you can't own a person. Like, no one can be yours. Like, I shouldn't even have this cat. Fucking makes the cab driver stop, yeets the cat out the door in the rain.
What the hell, dude?
I was so mad. I was like, no.
Cat, best actor in this movie.
Yeah.
Because even that cat gets out and is like, please don't throw me out.
Yeah.
You could feel it.
Yeah, it's like pouring down rain. This cat's like soaking wet. And then the cab just moves on. And Paul like just tells her how it is. Like basically like, you're afraid to commit. Like, I love you. You're never going to find like the thing that you're looking for. And like just really puts her in her place basically.
Yeah.
and then gives her, like, he's like, I've been holding on to this and I shouldn't be, like, I don't want it anymore. Gives her, like, a little ring box, and gets out of the car, and he goes to find the cat. God bless Paul. Paul's, like, the best fucking guy.
Yeah.
He's going to find this cat. And she opens it up, and it's the Cracker Jack ring with the, their engraved initials on it. So then she, like, wells up, and she stops the cab, and she gets out, and she follows Paul. Then she gets to where Paul is, and then she's just like, where's the cat? And there's this dramatic 2-minute scene of them, like, her, like, searching through an alleyway for this cat, like, screaming the cat's name, like, bawling. Finally, the cat, like, meows, and they find the cat. She puts the cat in her jacket, and she goes up to Paul, embraces him, they kiss. That's it.
This is the only scene too. Did you notice the only scene in the entire movie where they're not chain smoking like crazy?
Well, it's raining. It would be
because
hard.
It's raining, and I'm
rain.
like, how did they not figure out a way to smoke during this?
But that's the movie, and I feel like the very next day she's going to be engaged to some oil tycoon.
I was just about to ask something we don't ask enough. Does this relationship have legs? No. She's gone in the morning.
Yeah,
right?
they're gonna kiss. And then she's probably in Brazil, like fucking.
Yeah, he's gonna wake up and be like, "Oh, great, now I own a cat."
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. What'd you think, CJ? Any grand gestures, flowers for this one?
This movie's fucking apeshit insane, man. Like it is. There's just, I don't know. Like this movie makes me want to go back and watch more movies from the '60s. Are they all like this? Like,
I don't know.
All just nuts.
It did, like, I'm not a big, like we said before, our movie watching kind of starts in the 80s. Like, I can pick out a few movies from the 70s that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
But,
maybe
anything.
Like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And
yeah, like
Shining,
Apocalypse
like
Now.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that I can get into. But before that, like, my movie knowledge is very limited. I'm not a big movie guy. Anything before the 70s, I don't. This might be, like, the one movie from the 60s I watched all the way
and
through.
on our list, our oldest movies were this, and then A Star is Born, 76.
Yeah.
And that movie was absolutely nuts, too. Like, at least that movie was made when cocaine was a big thing. Like,
That's
this
true.
movie doesn't have an excuse.
No.
There wasn't a huge drug thing going on. People were just drunk and super racist.
Yeah.
Like, so that's basically this movie.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, this was a thrill from beginning to end for me. I was like, what is, multiple times on my notes here, I wrote, what the fuck is going on? like 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
It really is like that.
Like it was just twist and turn. I'm like, that's her husband? Like
this one threw me for a loop because it's nothing like what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I was expecting like this sweet romance, like kind of like cookie cutter, boring, and it's not at all what I thought.
No, it was a lot dirtier
be.
and weirder than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have to say about this one.
All right, I got a couple things. First of all, is this the original Manic Pixie Dream Girl?
I didn't want to say it because I overuse it a lot, but abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like I said, my movie knowledge doesn't go back very far, but she definitely fits the bill.
Oh, yeah.
This could be where it all stemmed from. I thought this was good. Like, God bless. Fucking Mickey Rooney. So, he was asked about this in an interview in 2008. The balls on this fucking guy. He says, "They hired me to do this overboard, and we had fun doing it. Never in all the more than 40 years after we made it, not one complaint. Every place I've gone in the world, people say, 'God, you were so funny.' Asians and Chinese come up to me and they say, 'Mickey, you were out of this world.' Rooney also said that if he'd known people would be so offended, I wouldn't have done it. Those that didn't like it, I forgive them. And God bless America. God bless the universe. God bless Japanese, Chinese, Indians, all of them. Let's have peace."
That's a very Mickey Rooney thing.
What the fuck? I forgive them?
Oh.
If they didn't like it, I forgive them?
That's amazing.
It's fucking ridiculous. Finally, the cat.
Okay, yeah, you said you had stuff on this cat.
This cat's real name, Orangey Minerva.
I love it.
This cat is the only animal to ever win multiple Patsy Awards. Patsies are the animal equivalent of the Oscars. Patsy stands for Picture Animal Top Star of the Year. He won one for a movie called Rhubarb,
Oh.
and then he won one for this movie. This multi-award winning cat.
I hate to admit this, but I believe that's correct. That cat deserved that award.
That cat should have gotten a real Oscar.
Yeah.
Last appearance was with Eartha Kitt in Batman.
Good for him.
Died at 18. Orangey lived 18 years.
I love it.
We salute you, Orangey. You are a hero amongst the feline community. We both of us are cat owners. We're cat friendly on this podcast.
You got the orange cats too.
I do. Man. I have 2 orange cats. Yeah. They're probably big fans of Orangey Minerva.
Heck yeah.
So that's it. Should we chick flick it to a dick flick it, CJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a struggle with this one.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of hard how I picture this in my head, but basically this woman has a bunch of guys following her around at all times.
Yeah.
And somehow they're all just cool with each other. I want them to be less so. So when she's around, they're like, hey, ha 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 ha. But like basically as soon as she leaves, they're just beating the hell out of each other. like, one guy leaves the apartment, Paul follows him down into an alley. You just hear trash cans flying off of walls and stuff. I want them to get violent about this woman. Like there's something about this woman that just makes guys beat each other to death.
I don't know if I want to change this movie per se.
Okay.
I want to remake this movie with Quentin Tarantino directing.
He's probably the only one who can get away with a racism, or at least have the balls to put it in.
And I want to go way grittier. I want it to be like a Jackie Brown situation.
Oh.
Where like we lean heavy into the fact that these two are prostitutes.
Okay.
The drug mule thing, like the drug thing is like way more prevalent. And it's just a lot darker and grittier. I mean, there are a lot of dark themes in this movie. You know, I could just picture like her marrying an older guy when she was 14 and like just the backstory there. And just, I don't know. I feel like Quentin Tarantino could just make a Breakfast at Tiffany's remake, set it in the 60s, kind of like I did like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which was like a little bit later than that, but like a period piece and just really lean into the grittiness of it.
He could make it more problematic too. He's got skills.
Absolutely.
Like that.
And we still have, like, we get fucking Jason Alexander from Seinfeld plays Mr. Yunioshi. A full Asian face, bad accent, everything. We lean into that. We don't change that at all. Just you keep that awful stereotype in there and just let Tarantino do his thing.
I love it. What a good pick for him too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just he's the modern day Mickey Rooney in my eyes.
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe not that, but he just has a look about him. So yeah, that's mine. I just
love it.
Quentin Tarantino presents Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Well, I'm definitely not making that man Nicolas Cage. Like, that's just...
All right, who are you going to...
Because honestly, that character just shouldn't exist.
You really shouldn't.
I thought about making him the cat, because I think that would be fun. Because the cat had a lot of personality, just like Nicolas Cage.
That's true. Just imagine Nicolas Cage like perched on top of a refrigerator, just jumping on people's shoulders.
But I think he could play the husband dad pretty well. I think that'd be a good role for him. Yeah. Like, but just play it serious as hell, where he's like, I need a friend.
I'm a horse farmer.
I'm a horse farmer. No. I'm a horse doctor. Yeah. Like, that guy had the best lines in the entire movie because they were just so, like, not what you were expecting them to say. Every time he said something like...
Put the ring back in the cracker jack.
Daughter? That's my wife. You know? So that's where I want him in this one.
All right. I'm connecting him to Paul, George Papard.
Okay.
As I said, he was Hannibal on the A-Team, leader of the A-Team. I figured I went with that because I figured the A-Team probably had a lot of guest stars because back in the 80s, they like to do that, you know. Dennis Franz, you know who that is?
No.
Sipowicz from NYPD Blue.
I know exactly who that is.
All right. Do you remember that show? It was like a big deal that it was like the first TV show that had like nudity on it. And it was just that guy's ass.
No.
Oh, yeah. I remember this, like, vividly. Like,
Is this NYPD Blue?
Yeah, it was the 90s. It was, like, the first, like, time they showed nudity on, like, basic cable. And it was just, like, this like, short, fat Italians, like, fucking hairy ass on TV. And everybody lost their fucking mind.
Oh, Tommy Tomato.
But he played Sipowicz on NYPD Blue, which also starred David Caruso, who was in a movie called Kiss of Death with Nicolas Cage.
Ooh, I've never seen that one.
I never have either, actually. Yeah. I don't think so. All right, let's rate it.
You go first.
I like this movie.
Did you?
Yeah. I gotta tell you, man, Audrey Hepburn, she was great. like I said, the character, a total fucking chore to be around. If it was anybody else playing this character, also, I didn't bring this up, but I guess Truman Capote like really did not like Audrey Hepburn for this role. He pushed hard for Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, wow.
Audrey Hepburn got it. She is just delightful. Like she's an adorable little woman. Like I think she's super cool. A lot of fun. I thought George Peppard was awesome. I really enjoyed the character of Paul. I thought he seemed like a super solid, nice guy. The background characters, like Mickey Rooney excluded, were all like a lot of fun. Like even that party, they packed so much personality into that party. Even the side characters.
The guy with the eye patch?
Yeah, he got the eye patch. Who like pulled it up at one point and didn't even need it.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a good looking movie. Like I thought it was really well shot. I thought it was nice to look at. I think I would watch this movie again. Like I think I dig this movie. So we talked to our friends over at Fright Pub, and our friend Liam is a big like he's a movie aficionado. Like this guy,
yeah, he knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff. He watches movies pre 1970, whatever. Like he's seen it all. Hope he doesn't mind me saying he doesn't get why this movie's a classic. He let me and CJ both know like he's not a fan of this movie per se. I don't know if I could say I can see why it's a classic, but I can definitely see why people like it. It was just a fun movie. Like it made me feel good. That's a big thing for me. Feel good movies make me happy. Like if it's something I can watch and it like makes me smile and laugh. I laughed a good bit. Like I thought the performance was really good. Like I said, Audrey Hepburn. I keep calling her Aubrey. Audrey Hepburn. She did it for me, man. Like she was a lot of fun. I think she's a great. I actually want to watch more of her movies. I know. I think Roman Holiday's on the list. That's another. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna. I gotta take points off for fucking Mickey Rooney. I have to. So I think that offensive of a character is at least worth a star removal. So I think I'm gonna go 3.75. I'm gonna go 3.75. I like this movie a lot. I have to take some points off because of Mickey Rooney. if he wasn't in this doing that awful stereotype, this movie would maybe be a 4.5.
Yeah.
But he knocked that fucker down. So 3.75. Yeah.
I gotta say, I started today. Like my whole plan was I was gonna start at 1.5 because I did not enjoy watching this movie.
Really?
The whole time I was watching, I was like, I can't wait to talk about this movie. But this is not really catching my attention because there's so much slow crap between the really insane parts. I couldn't get into it. And, but like by the end of this, before you even said 3.75, that's where I was landing.
Really?
Because this movie it's good, but not for the good reasons. Oh. Like, I don't think I'm giving it 3.75, and the people that made this movie are happy that I am.
We got a tiptoe situation.
Yeah, this is it. And I do like one theme that's through this movie, which it really made me understand things a lot better. I think there's one concept in this that really worked itself through to me, is that all these men, including us, are trying to figure out this one woman.
Yeah.
And the truth is there's nothing to figure out. She is who she is. And I think that's one of the reasons that like younger women love this movie so much, is because they're just like, look, I'm just trying to be me. Stop trying to fix me or understand me or do my thing. Like, just let me be me. Because that's like an on-running theme in this. Every guy has a fix for her.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like, I'm not broken. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. That's what I think I like her too, is I do think that she's smarter than she appears. And I think she knows exactly what she's doing at all times. Like, I think she knows how to get what she wants, and she knows what she wants. Except she can't find a place to fit in necessarily where she feels comfortable. But I think where she's at, she knows how to work the situation to her advantage at all times. And I think it's all by design. Like, I don't think any of it is like, she's not an airhead. She's not dumb. She like knows exactly what she's doing at all times.
And I think a lot of that.
I think she gets herself into some trouble.
Oh yeah.
But I think that she is living life by her rules and doing it the way she wants to do it. And people that think she's screwing up or like doesn't know what she's doing or that she's dumb, I think she's got them right where she wants them.
And I know you said she's adorable. If I had met this woman, I would have shut the fucking door and left. Like, about 5 minutes later, I'd have been like, nope, don't need this in my life.
Like I said, I think it's all Audrey Hepburn. If it was anybody else, like, I don't know if it would have worked. But, like, something about her, man. She's just...
It's like opening your back door and seeing a tornado in the backyard. Be like, come on in, buddy. Like,
she's endearing and infuriating at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. And
super charming.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sticking 3.75. And I think a lot of this weird character stuff and little nuances probably come from Truman Capote. He's a hell of just an auteur.
Yeah.
The guy was awesome. And this whole time while he was going through this, like, he was going through the shit in real life. Like, he was part of the Red Scare, the Pink Scare. Like, any time a uptight white dude had a problem, it was probably Truman Capote he was talking about in the 60s. So, yeah, it was interesting. 3.75.
All right, perfect. I guess we should roll our next movie.
Nope. I've chosen one.
Oh, that's right. Next week's our Christmas episode. I almost forgot. Well, CJ, what are we getting?
Well, there was a few great ideas.
Okay.
And what I wanted to do was, because we've had a few movies that recently that you literally one that you can't fucking get.
Yeah.
Let's get one off of Netflix.
Okay. So
there was The Holiday. There was About Last Year. Sir, I went right past them.
Okay.
We're going to little Lacey Chabert classic called Hot Frosty.
Hot Frosty.
Picked specifically off of the name Hot Frosty.
Speaking, I mean, the Rusty Trawler sounds like a sex move. So does Hot Frosty.
I saw this on a list. I Googled, super scientifically, holiday romance movies. And we can't do Love Actually again. I think we could, but I don't think we should.
No.
Next
Not
up
when
on
Hot
my
Frosty's
list,
out
man,
there.
is Hot Frosty.
All right. Well,
which I'm hoping is about a hot snowman.
It has to be.
Right?
I would assume so.
Oh, boy. I can't wait.
Hot Frosty. All right. Well, okay. Until next time, Christmas week, we'll be talking Hot Frosties. It's kind of a fucking... What's the word for that?
Sexy.
Okay, sure. Hot Frosty. Is that a carrot in your pants, or are you just a magical snowman?
Oh, man.
All right, well, anyway, until next time, when we discuss that, please follow us, subscribe to us, like us wherever you get your podcasts at. 5-star rating and review, or if you don't want to give us 5 stars, that's fine too. I understand. I mean, we will hold it against you. But please, anything helps. Any kind of rating or review, the more positive, the better. Gets us in the ears of others that might not normally hear us. Follow us on Facebook, where CJ makes a sweet, sweet meme every week. I'm sure the Hot Frosty one's going to be spectacular. I can't imagine it not being. And send us an email at you've.gotmails@yahoo. Let us know where you're listening from, why you listen, how you found us. Tell us what you think about Hot Frosties. I mean, whatever, I don't know. Let me know. Have you ever given anyone a rusty trawler? Can you email us and let us know?
The night is young.
I don't know. And until next time, when we discuss again Hot Frosty, that should be good. Stay romantic and don't be shitty to each other.
There's so much I left out of this.
All right, CJ, you can take the kimono off now. Jesus Christ.
Did you see the cab driver never once grabbed the wheel the entire movie?
Driving with his knees.